My name is Ira Smith, President of Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver, Inc. First, we hope that you and your entire family are remaining safe, healthy, and secure during this COVID-19 pandemic. Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver, Inc. is fully operational. Both Brandon Smith and myself are holding all meetings by telephone or video meeting. So if you have any questions at all about this Brandon blog or anything else, shoot us an email, give us a phone call. We would love to hear from you. Today's Brandon blog is titled Tenants in Common versus Joint Tenancy in Ontario, the Modern Rules of a One Co-Owner Unhappy Bankruptcy. Brandon discusses a recent decision from the Ontario court dealing with the bankruptcy of one co-owner in a real estate property. Brandon discusses the two types of ownership, either tenants in common or joint tenancy, and describes what each one means, and then goes through the case itself to show how the bankruptcy of one co-owner, although it does not directly affect other co-owners, ultimately it does have an effect on them. So I hope you can watch until the end of the video, because I know you will get value from it. Brandon first describes the two kinds of ownership of real estate when you have more than one person owning it. And they are, again, either tenants in common or joint tenancy. Brandon describes what each one means and how they differ, and then discusses a recent decision from the Ontario Bankruptcy Court. Regular readers of Brandon blog know that in the past he has written about what happens to a person or company's assets when they declare bankruptcy. The assets, subject to the rights of secured creditors, and also for individuals subject to their personal exemption limits, the non-exempt assets vest in the trustee. And this includes whatever equity someone has in real estate, either as a sole owner or a co-owner. In the bankruptcy case, Brandon describes how this bankrupt and the bankrupt's mother, who were co-owners of the home they lived in, were always evading the trustee's queries about the bankrupt's interest in the home. The bankrupt did not disclose his interest in his sworn statement of affairs, but the trustee ultimately learned and spent years chasing the bankrupt to get information on the co-ownership. Trustee finally got sufficient information, but could not reach a settlement with the bankrupt and his mother, because in a situation like that, where there's co-owners, the natural purchaser of the bankrupt's equity are the other co-owners. So in this case, the trustee had to make application to court, and what the trustee was asking for was to partition off the bankrupt's ownership interest and sell it off. The judge, in reviewing everything, and frankly not believing any evidence of the bankrupt, said, I'm not going to partition it. I'm going to order that the entire property gets sold. And notwithstanding that the bankrupt's mother is 90 years old, the whole house has to get sold and they're going to live somewhere else. But what the judge did was very smart. He said, I'm staying my order for 3 months. And in that time, the bankrupt and his mother better get professional advice. And if they can reach a settlement with the trustee within those 3 months, then the house never has to get sold. But if somebody doesn't buy the bankrupt's equity from the trustee in those 3 months, then the order goes into effect and the trustee can sell the entire house and the son and the mother will have to move out. Because keep in mind, what the trustee wants is just a sum of money equal to what the bankrupt's equity in the home is. The trustee really doesn't want to have to sell the whole house if the trustee doesn't have to. So that, in a very short form, is what the case was about and what the effect on co-owners is when one of the co-owners of the real estate goes bankrupt. I invite you to read the entire Brandon blog below because I know you will find it very informative. Once again, Ira Smith, Trustee and Receiver Inc. is fully operational. Both Brandon Smith and myself are available to answer any questions you might have about the blog or anything else at all. Shoot us a message, give us a phone call. We would love to hear from you, and we hope that you and your entire family remain safe, healthy, and secure during this ongoing coronavirus pandemic.